Yes, people, it's Friday night and it's Fraud Watch, the first 11. We've got Jem, we've got a gal, 2 regulars. Kai can't make it, I'm afraid. O'Shea can't make it. Prime's going to be late. Nothing unusual there. He's probably just landing. But we do have some guests, some incredible guests. Firstly, part of the football terrace, Liverpool fan. The dream is over. So we thought we'd bring him on because it is Fraud Watch. Man like Rams. How we doing, Ram?
Not too bad, people. Not too bad.
Cool. We've got someone else, an Arsenal fan. Actually does very well with his channel. He does a lot with bits and bobs. I'm trying to get him on grounded football as well because he is a very grounded guy. Big Gunner.
Yeah, no,
How you doing, Big Gunner?
I'm all right, man. Thank you for finally inviting me on, man. I've been patiently waiting, man.
No, pleased to have you on. And then because we're doing Spurs, right? We're having a Spurs special. They need to go on Fraud Watch, and I'm sure everyone on here is going to tell you why. Especially a gal, Big Gunner, and this guy brings all the energy.
Yep.
He's ready to go, ready to rip in. Back again is Cam. Cam, how you doing?
Guess who's back? Back again. Cam's back. You better go tell your friend. I'm good, man. What you saying? We saying, boys. We saying.
We're good. So listen, we're gonna do a Spurs special because everybody I asked, well, pretty much everyone, put in a Spurs player, a manager, the team as a whole. Prime's not here to defend Jose, but he will be here. So let's start with. We normally start with the guests, but being that all the guests apart from Ram are Arsenal fans, big rivals. Let's start with Jem because we know Jem loves Spurs. We've got to say, Jem.
Right. You know how much I love Arsenal and Spurs because, let's be serious, we're the biggest club in London and they know that as well. But at the end of the day, Jose Mourinho. Look, the reason Spurs are a fraud, it's not just the players and it's not just the manager, it's everything about them. It's the club, it's the fans, they're all frauds. The one person I actually feel very sorry for is Jose Mourinho. He's been getting a lot of stick from Spurs fans in general, going on to him. You can't get the best out of our players. We need to get rid of him. We should get, what was it? Who they said he should get in? Harry Redknapp. We should get Harry Redknapp in, and he will get the best out of him. Leave it out. Do you know why Jose Mourinho can't get the best out of the players that he's got? And this is why I feel sorry for him. Because they're all fucking shit. Look at them. You got Harry Winks Wank. Absolutely the worst player I've ever seen in my life. Eric the Fraud Dyer. Completely slipped into the wrong trade. I don't know who the fuck found that prick. Crap. Yeah. They've got Ben Davies. What is Ben Davies? You know, then they've got Doc, the Irish
Dorothy.
Prime's brother Dorothy. Bergwijn. He's useless. What I'm trying to get at is Jose Mourinho is dealing with absolute shamble of players. If he would have came in when Poch was around, when he had Danny Rose at his prime, Carl Walker, Vertonghen, and Toby, who were in their prime at the time, Lloris, who was younger, again playing very well. He had Harry Kane, Son, Moussa Dembele, who was, touted to be one of the best midfielders at the time. Yeah, he would have won something with him, but all they keep going on about is, "Oh, we want Poch back. He's our saviour. Oh, Poch." Give me this shit. Your team is dead, bruv. Absolutely dead, and that's all it is. Let's be serious.
Dead. Wow. Maybe we should ramp up a little bit more, Egal. What do you want to say about Spurs? Are you picking one player or manager?
No. Simply gonna talk about what we talk about every single time. Okay. What do we talk about when we talk about Spurs? We talk about trophies. We talk about where they lie in the English pyramid, what they have accomplished. And you know what? What have they really accomplished? What have they accomplished? They've gotten what? Top 4? They've finished they finished high up the table. They've gotten a little bit too big for their boots, as Devil of the Detail says. These guys are on the same amount of league titles, same amount of first division titles as Huddersfield, okay? Let me name some of the teams that have more league titles than them. Leeds have more league titles than them. You got West Brom, Aston Villa has more league titles than them. You have, what do you call it? Not West Brom. I'm sorry. Sheffield Wednesday have more league titles than them. A lot of these teams that people don't realize have more league titles than Spurs themselves. So as big as these guys think they are, they've been overachieving this whole time. They have teams. They have teams that they've been punching above their weight as a club this whole time. Putting them into a top 6, top this, top that. That's all media talk. No fans actually consider them on the same level as a Chelsea, Arsenal, and Man City. You know what? Man City have overtaken a lot of clubs when it comes to where they are status right now. So this whole thing about Spurs, you know what? They are where they are supposed to be at this point. They're falling down the table, and they've been too big for their boots over the past couple of seasons. And you guys need to be humbling yourselves. Facts.
Yeah, there's big problems with Spurs. I've got real issues with Spurs. But before we move on, everybody's links, socials is all in the description. Their channels, everything. So go and check them out. And obviously the Football Terrace one's in there as well. So if you don't know about that for some reason, I don't know what's wrong with you, but go and check that out. Yeah, Spurs. Let's put it like this: they're an above 7th side. They're not a top 6. We shouldn't be putting top anywhere near their name. I don't get it. A top to me means you've won something. You could say top of the Audi Cup, I suppose. I don't know. Why do we? I'm saying, why do we call them top? We say it's a top 6. Leicester have won a title.
Listen, can I just get with one thing correct? Yeah, it wasn't Arsenal fans. It was you, not you in general, but your fans base is that. Just like I said about Arsenal, innit? It was your fan bases that decided they're a top 6 club, innit? Arsenal had no idea. Arsenal was the only ones that were like, what are you talking about, bro? Nah, bro. And they were like, yeah, but they're doing better than you. They're doing better than you. Oh, yeah, but they ain't won nothing. So what are you talking about? And
Cam, you might as well go then. Come on, Cam. What did you want to say?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Listen, I'm not going to gun at Spurs like that, innit? Because at the end of the day, yeah, my mum and my dad, RIP, both supported Spurs, innit? Yeah. They both support Spurs, I should say, yeah. But at the end of the day, yeah, what have Spurs actually done, yeah, including in 2008 when they won the Carling Cup, yeah, what have they actually done to say they're a top team in the first place? Why has people put them in a top 6 or top 4, whatever it is category, when they ain't even got to the top of the table by the end of the season? Like I said, Arsenal fans were the only fan base that were like, what are you on about? Because obviously, that's our biggest rivals. But every other fan base was like, no, they this, they that, blah, 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 this and that, rah, ta, ta. Like, just how I say about Arsenal, bro. It was every other fan base that kept us relevant.
Okay, fair enough. Cool.
Can I show you something?
So,
Yeah, go on, Agal, because I know you're going to defend Arsenal. Go on.
No. I'm not defending Arsenal. I'm just going to show you something. Indiana, can you share screen this? Is it possible? Because this right here, just add this into the thing, and it will clarify why we talk so much about saying Tottenham are imposters. Look at all these teams. Okay, you got Manchester United, you got Liverpool, you got Arsenal, Everton, Aston Villa, Man City, Chelsea, Sunderland, Newcastle, Sheffield Wednesday, you got Wolves, you got Leeds, you got Huddersfield, you got Blackburn Rovers, Preston North End. Then you finally see tied for 15th most league titles in English game. Tottenham is in the same realm as Burnley.
They've got 7 trophies to the name. Oh my God.
So when you talk about this team, what makes them a top club? Because it's not their trophies.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what we be saying.
It's their fan base because they got so many. They got so many fans. That's all it is.
It's their fan
think
base
about it.
and other fan bases.
Yeah,
they have no.
That is all it is.
They have no fans.
They've got a big fan base. No. They have a big fan base.
They have fans. Trust me, they have fans.
Yeah.
I live with.
I've never met a Spurs fan until I moved to the UK. I've never met a Spurs fan.
My house, I see a Tottenham fan. It's guaranteed.
Being a Spurs fan must be the most torturous thing in the world. Like, you must wake up every morning, right? You're in a cup semi-final. You know your team never gets any further than that, and if they do, they don't win it anyway. Every time you get there, you must think to yourself, "What's the point? Like it
No,
must be hard. Like you just might just give up. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what a Spurs fan must be like? It must be like being surrounded by like lords and ladies, right? And you're at a ball, but they want a raffle.
Yeah.
They want a ticket in a raffle, like a school fete or something, and now they've turned up at this ball. They're not supposed to be there. Everyone else looks at them like, "Who the fuck are you? What are you doing here?" And
Yeah.
they're not going to go home with any awards because they're wearing the shittest dress. Do you know what I mean? So I just don't understand why we're calling them top. We've got to stop putting top next to them. We've got to stop doing this.
You put
Spurs
Daniel
are
Conley
like
on
the
there.
meg. Yeah, listen, Spurs are like the meg of the league, fam.
Mm.
They are
Big
Meg
Gunner.
Griffin. They are the Meg Griffin of the league.
Big Gunner, what do you want to say on it?
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Like, as I said to you earlier, it was Jose Mourinho, but the more I thought about it, it's just them as a club. It's their fans. It's just everything. Like, I sit on the timeline and I see people, obviously, big up like Elena and Ryan and all of those. Like, we're cool with all of them. But I see
Not
them.
Alex,
I'm
though.
like, I watch them, and then I'm
he's
like,
fraud.
what are you guys actually complaining about? Like, what are you complaining about? Because you're saying, title races and trophies and bottling this, bottling that. But what are you basing it off? Because you've never won. You've never seen your team win anything. So what are you actually basing off that you should be challenging for these things? Like, what are you basing? Where are you getting that basis off? It's like someone won a league on FIFA and then they've told the rest of
It's in
the
their
fans
dreams.
that. Yeah, like, what are you basing off? It doesn't make sense to me. Like, I've seen the players that Jose Mourinho signed for Spurs since he's been there. Lo Celso, Burnwine, Doherty, Højbjerg. And what you say one of them has been any good, like really good, and that's Højbjerg. And even him in the last few games hasn't been great. So I think put him on there as well. He's just a fraud because it made sense. He said top 4 was a trophy. Is that
I was
true?
going
And the reason why I agree with this is because when everybody laughed at Wenger for saying top 4 is like a trophy, and now this is what they're basing it on. This is what Spurs are actually basing their whole existence on, is getting their top 4. That's a trophy for them. Like, when they see Arsenal and Chelsea, that's what they wait for the whole season. Those are the 2 games they want to play for the whole season. But if we're being honest, they've literally got 3 footballers in their team that can play for most teams in the Premiership. Like, how are you gonna win the league? I just don't know what they're basing it off, and I wish some of them were in here so we can actually ask them, what are you basing off that you should be?
I tried, but they're harder to find than Man City fans when you want to talk about this.
Listen,
just-
I
what
lived
the
in
issue is?
Tottenham. I lived in Tottenham my whole life. For up until about 4 years ago, I lived in Tottenham for my whole life. So 30 years in Tottenham, nobody in Tottenham supported Tottenham. Like, everybody was from like Essex and surrounding places. I knew about 4 Spurs fans. So now, then when they got Poch, everybody's a Spurs fan all of a sudden. Like, or they're confident to say that they're a Spurs fan. But again, all you done was got to a Champions League final, and then that's what you're saying is you deserve to win the league, or you deserve a better manager. You've got Jose Mourinho, whether anybody likes him or not, he's top 4, top 5 managers in the world. So how can you say sack him? You're lucky to have him. You're actually lucky to have him.
Man.
Wow.
You're lucky
What
to
you
have
just
him.
said is the definition of shadow dwellers. They were dwelling in the shadows, claiming to be other teams' supporters until finally something good showed up. They seen the light. They're like, oh, we have a chance. And then that Leicester season, when Leicester won the league, everybody in Tottenham was probably a Tottenham fan at that point.
Yeah,
they weren't claiming anybody else at that point.
They are lucky. They are lucky. Kane is so like he loves Spurs. Because if Kane had any doubt in his mind, if Kane went to Man United next season, Man United win the league straight away. Like, they would win the league straight away. That's how good Harry Kane is.
Big Gunner. I just don't understand why. I just don't understand why people like Harry Kane, Son, want to stick out and stay for a club that they know, based upon their history, has won fuck all, and want to stay there.
It's because
And,
they
like,
took
for me,
a gamble
you
on them.
must
It's
have
because they
okay,
took
Joe,
a gamble
you
on
must
Yeah,
have
them.
no
they
ambition
gambled,
as a
Joe.
player.
It's because the
You've
fans
got
of
no
Gatham in
ambition
this
as a
golden
player.
era of
You're at
Tottenham are in
Tottenham.
it,
They
and they
don't
want
win
to be the
anything.
first
Why are
sort
you
of.
there?
Are
No,
you
it
finally
doesn't
on
make
my
sense.
side?
No. Let me tell you why. Innit? It's because we say this is Spurs' golden era. Yeah. So they want to be the first. They want to be known as the main people who won Spurs' first major trophy. But it's not going to happen. So
Yeah.
that's
No,
what it is.
let
That's
me-
why they stuck
let
about.
me
But now
think
they're
of it.
coming to find out. Right. All right, listen. 1-2 more years and I'm all right.
Every week, Harry Kane will be a fraud for me. And every single time I say it, it triggers certain people. But realistically,
Sorry,
until he
that's
wins a league
I don't know why
title,
you say he's a fraud, bro.
until he wins a major league title or a Champions League,
But
Yeah, but
that's
that ain't a
not,
fraud
no
again.
one can
That's
ever
not his
tell me.
fault.
That ain't a
No.
fraud.
that is not his
I don't care
fault.
if it's not his fault.
He
No
can't
one
win.
can tell me.
Hey,
Gal,
I'm
come
I'm not defending
We're gonna
Kane
have
here
to
yet.
put
But he
every-
can't
He's
personally
always a
win
fraud.
something by himself, bro.
Yeah, no, that's the one guy.
He
That's
needs
the
a
one guy.
team around him. Like if he was to go to like a
You say-
United,
you
or
say
win
this,
for a
You
trophy.
say this, right? Hang on, wait. You say this, but the guy's always throwing his ass at people to get free kicks. He never turns up in the
Spurs-
Yeah, I agree
There is
with
a
that.
bit of a
I agree
there's a
with
bit of a
that.
fraud about him.
I to a degree.
When you think
Nah.
about it,
But
there is a little bit.
Nah.
What? No,
He's got
how
big
many
goals.
finals have they got to? Wait. How many finals have they actually got to with Harry Kane? The only one I can really remember is the Champions League final, which he was injured. He actually
Yeah, but that's
came in
because
there
he's flopped.
injured.
That's
and still
because he's
played.
flopped in a quarter.
That's the reason why they
semi.
lost. They lost that because he played. They should have played it
Yeah,
for
but
me.
Yeah,
even
I
then,
agree,
We all questioned why he was playing because we all knew that he came back from like a 3-month injury, and we were questioning why Pochettino put him in when Lucas Moura was going in through great form. He scored a hat trick in one of their last 5 games in the PL. Scored a hat trick in the semi-final. You can't say it's down to him because we all knew that the guy's match sharpness is not there. Why would you start him? Bring him on off the
No, they
bench.
had to start him though. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
if this was the other way, if this was like say Thierry Henry and he's half
Me
fit,
as a manager,
you would
I'm
play
sorry.
him.
You're on the bench
If
and that's it.
it was Salah or Mane and they're half fit, and you're thinking you've got to play one of those or play Origi, you're gonna risk playing a half fit
But, like,
Salah or Mane, aren't you?
Deep.
Yeah,
So
you would.
I get your example with Thierry Henry and say
Kane is
like,
all they
even
have.
though- even though Fred-
He's literally all he has. That's all they have is Harry Kane.
I'll tell you this, right? Even though Freddie Ljungberg was a starter for you lot, if he was on the if you pretend that he was on the bench and Thierry Henry got injured, and Freddie Ljungberg came in and scored a hat trick in his last 5 PL in one of his last 5 PL games and scored the hat trick that got you into the Champions League final, would you start him in front of Thierry Henry and then bring Thierry Henry on if things aren't going well?
You wouldn't. You would start Thierry Henry because you'd think just that one chance, and the same with Harry Kane is if he had that one chance, the chances are he's scoring that one chance. Mora, whoever, fair enough, he scored that hat trick. What's he done since he scored that hat trick for them? He hasn't done anything. So it's kind of just proved that.
Don't
Listen,
get me
wait,
wrong. I'm not
before we move on,
Harry Kane.
hang on, Gal. Just 1 minute. First, I want to say, get in the description. There's everyone's socials and channels. Links are all in there. Go and follow them, subscribe to them. Go and do that. But now we're going to move in. Oh, and smash the like button. Please do that. Share the stream. Subscribe if you're new. Make sure you get that done. I want to get into individual players or managers. So you can pick a manager throughout their history, a player throughout their history. You're just like, this guy's not what he's being built up to be. So we're going to go through the panel, start with Jem, through to Igal, all the way down through to Ram, and just pick one player or manager or someone in the club. Could be an owner, could be a director, anything. And why you think they're a fraud, obviously. Jem.
What from
who
from Spurs?
From Spurs.
We're talking from
could
Spurs.
be anybody. Could be a player in history, could be anything. But why you want to put them on fraud watch?
Oh wow. Let me know. Put me on the spot there. Good question. There's so many though, isn't there? Like it could be anyone. You're saying, yeah? Literally any individual.
Could be
player.
any individual, yeah. What, are you stuck for choice? What's going on?
I've got about 20 in my head. 100. I've got millions actually in my head. All right. Come back to me if anyone else
All right,
says no,
okay.
because I need to think. Go on.
Egal.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep it consistent. I came on here last time and I said Bale's a fraud. Since then, you guys have seen that what I've been talking about when it comes to his game time. Now I'm going to take it to another level. Okay, he's now nicking and living at Tottenham, taking so much money from them, taking money from Real Madrid. At this point, for his own sake, he should go to the MLS and try to end his career somewhere where he's loved, because it's actually embarrassing what's going on now. I'm watching him play games for Spurs, and he's getting opportunities where he can't even get by he can't get by defenders at lower levels. Like, he scored a goal, yes. And what was that team they played last round of the FA Cup? What?
Wickham. Then he scored against Wickham, didn't he?
Yeah,
And
he scored
Marine.
against Wickham, but literally that game against lower competition, yes, he scored, but it's just embarrassing. Like, some of the stuff that was going on, like, he was struggling. And I don't know if you guys see it the same way as I do, but I think at this point, either he needs to retire or go to LS to have a good career for the rest of your career, because this is getting embarrassing. We know his injury history. We know what he is. He's not up the level of the Premier League. At this point, Tottenham fans would rather have Jesse Lingard in their team than Bale.
No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't, Egal. And let me tell you how I know they wouldn't. Because I've told enough of them, look, go and sign him. Go and get him. If Mourinho wants him, he's the player you need. Full of energy, will run all day. He's not as bad as you actually think he is. And they were like, no. We want Dele Alli back in the side. We want Dele Alli back in. Dele Alli's done. He's not getting back in the side. Dele Alli wants to leave. He's not in Mourinho's plans. I don't understand this. If you get Jose Mourinho, right, you have to back him all the way and give him what he wants. Give him what he needs for his system. I don't know what's wrong with Spurs fans. Why can't you get this? And then what happens? He goes to West Ham and does what? Do you know what I mean? I don't understand what they're so caught up on the players they're in love with or the managers they're in love with. I mean, I'm going to end on Poch, trust me. So because that's another story. But
I think just
you guys agree with me
on
with
Egal's,
Bale,
no, but
Yeah.
on Egal's point, yeah, I think us as the British media need to owe Zinedine Zidane and the Madrid fans an apology, because the guy's stiff. They were right. They were right about him. They were absolutely right about him.
I don't agree because I had this conversation yesterday about other players. One of them was Paul Pogba. That if you've got someone with that sort of ability, you build your team around them. You don't fit them in because they're good. You build your team around them, and that's what they should be doing. Like, if you're gonna get Bell, you know what he's like. You play to his strengths. You don't. He's never going to defend. He can't defend. He doesn't have the legs to defend.
No, but
So
big
you've
gunner,
got
big
stuff in the
gunner.
way. Why did they sign him anyway? Because it didn't make sense. Because they know he doesn't have the legs to defend to play Mourinho football. So why did they sign him? So that's why we've got to then think, who signed him? Was it Mourinho? Was it the club? Did they just see it and think it had to be done? It made sense. It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. And everyone's going to keep saying, yeah, okay, Zidane saw this coming, Real Madrid saw this coming, but those people have no respect for Gareth Bale, forgetting what he done in Champions League finals for them. They just don't have the respect anyway. Like, for Gareth Bale, he just needs to just stop playing football anyway. Like, just give it up. Like,
We're not going to debate this, Ram. We're not going to debate this. Gal is more than proved. Go back and watch it. That Bell is a fraud. So
No, Bell is a fraud. But I'm
next. I love that button. It shuts it all down. You just move on. It's my favorite button.
Like the judge, isn't it? Boom.
Yeah, that's right. Cam, a player, manager, anybody involved.
AVB, bruv. Andres Villas-Boas. Did you forget that they had him as a manager?
No.
Biggest fraud of a manager at Tottenham ever, bruv. And Chelsea. Mad thing.
And Chelsea.
The way they got gassed the way people were getting gassed. I remember the hype so so well, bruv. Because when Tottenham got them, yeah, the hype was real. The hype was like, yeah, we're going up in the world. Oh my God, he's gonna get us top 4. Bloody, 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 bloody. Oh my God, 100 yes, bro. That's the best manager we've ever had. Oh, and what happened, fam? We finished behind us.
Wait, didn't he get top 4?
Nope.
No, in 2011, 2012.
22, 23.
I'd have to check. I don't know.
Because he didn't get top 4, but he did get Champions League.
On the final day
yeah.
of the Premier League season, Tottenham sat behind a point behind Arsenal, and in order to qualify, they would need to win. Hope Arsenal would either draw or lose. Tottenham won, but they did not qualify because Arsenal won.
Has anyone got anything to say on AVB?
No, he was crap. Even at Chelsea, he was absolutely shocking as well. Like,
he didn't even last as long
and
as
he's not
Tottenham.
great now.
He lasted the season.
all the
Chelsea
guy
didn't even last the season.
used to do. Yeah, all the guy used to do was literally every time the camera used to go to him, he used to be on his knees going like this, just staring. Like, never was saying.
To look
just
important.
around, like, even though the manager
The
sit on
job's
his
work.
knees for 90 minutes, AVB. You know what I mean? Like, what you doing, mate? Fucking useless.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right,
How did he come
AVB's.
up?
Go on, go.
No. How does this even get come up? This is world-renownedly known as he's one of the worst managers. Like, there's not even an argument.
Yeah, but that's who we picked.
He was a Tottenham man. My man said, pick any Tottenham man you want for this.
No,
So,
I feel like you
said
went with
AVB,
the
innit?
easiest.
That's who we picked. Listen, we're
I feel like
moving
you
on.
went
We're
with the
moving.
easiest one. I expected more from you.
What?
My
Bruv,
favourite
I could have
button,
put
you
so
know,
many
my
more.
favourite
Bruv.
button.
But AVB was.
Indiana's
So
moving up.
let's move on. Let's move on. Big Gunner, who you putting on for a watch
Um,
and why from Spurs?
I'm gonna put every player that they spent more than 20 million on, apart from Dembele. So they got Sanchez, Sissoko, Lo Celso, Burnwine, Salado, Reguilon, Lamela, and take out Son as well. Mora, Sessegnon, Serge Aurier, Darren Bent, and David Bentley. Like,
Bro, you're forgetting the biggest one, man. Eric fucking Dyer,
Like-
man. What is wrong with
Nah,
you?
he cost
Like,
about
there as well.
5 mil.
look,
And
He
man
cost
like
about
Dot.
5 mil.
Yeah, like- one that they've
done.
pulled in, to be fair, like, they've all
Let's be
been
honest.
had-
Eric Dyer cost him more than 30 million because his wages for all
Right.
those years. Just put him in.
Yeah, with the exception of
Aaron Lennon.
Ndombele
I
and
was going to say
Son,
Aaron Lennon.
that they paid big money for has been absolutely wank. Like, they've actually just been wank. Yeah, that's it, man. It's just anyone that they've paid for, any all of their signings, man. I even would put Mourinho in there for actually taking the job.
That's yeah. It was a weird one. We all questioned
Because
it.
you know what
We all
that was?
questioned it.
With that, I think that was an ego thing to just to prove that he still got it. Like, I don't think he honestly thought he could do much with this team. He knew that they don't spend any money. Have you seen the players that they've bought in or that he's bought in? It's just a shambles. But I'm going with everyone that they spent more than
A
15
fiver.
million on, actually.
Cheers, Samuel. You jinxed us now, bro.
all
Okay.
them, yeah, all their big signings. They're all wank.
And that's
Yeah,
coming from
Indiana,
an Arsenal fan.
I got another
Indiana.
Indiana. I got another screen grab for you. If you want to put it
Yeah,
up.
go on.
Just
Let's
so
see
you
it,
guys
let's
can
see it.
show we can show you guys what we're talking about. So this right here is their best ever period, right? This right here is their best ever period. So let's just go through it. So they're
Highlight
currently
it, please.
eighth.
I can't see it.
Okay, so they're currently eighth, right?
This is why I said Harry Redknapp was their best manager, and everyone laughed
And
at
then
me.
you go
Harry
down.
Redknapp
No,
was
it
their
wasn't.
best.
Mauricio Pochettino, they finished fourth, third, second, third, fifth. Tim Sherwood, they got sixth. Andres Villas-Boas, before he got sacked, they were fifth. Harry Redknapp, they were fifth, fourth. So he was really touted because he was the first guy to get them top four, right? Then they had Ramos, he was 11th.
Ramos is the one that won them the cup.
Martin Joel, who was fifth
Yeah,
last
Martin Joe.
season.
Forgot about him.
David Platini.
They're a
Platini, please, bro. Leave it, please,
Platini.
man. Please.
Why did I say Platini? My bad. Then you got Glenn Huddle. Glenn Huddle, 10 and 9. George Graham, of course, won them the League Cup. They loved him for that.
They still bang on about that guy.
Are we still talking about these boring guys like
Chris Gross,
Great, Tim Sherwood?
Gary Fraser.
I can't believe they want to sack Mourinho. Like, when you look at this list, how can they want to sack Mourinho? Like, what kind of disrespect are they coming
This is
with?
what they are, guys. This is what they are. They're a team who generally would get between mid-table consistently until the mid 2000s, where they finally started to get higher up the table, and now they think they're actually at the top of the echelon. Where throughout the last 30 years, I could show you they have nowhere. Their biggest ever finish was that season where Leicester won the league.
Golden era.
What do they have to show for this? Nothing.
I think we could just end the program and just put the whole of Spurs in there. Just on there. Just
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, like,
We could, but not yet. But not yet.
And no one could argue against it as well. Like, I don't even think Spurs.
Someone saying I take longer than time to land. I don't need to land. I need to show you the actual document. That's it. You're done.
No. Do you know what? Do you know what? I'm actually going to put the fact that they moan, Spurs fans, the fact that they moan about having Mourinho. Big Gunner makes a great point there. I'm back with what Gal's shown us. I'm putting the fact they moan about having Mourinho as their manager on Fraud Watch.
Yeah,
they have to go and get it, man. Like,
yeah, crazy. I just like using the button. I can't lie. I do
Elena
use the
said to me, guys, she would rather lose 5-4 than the way they lost against Chelsea. I understand, but that's ridiculous in my opinion.
Listen, people, smash the like button, share, subscribe. Everybody's links are in the description. Make sure you do that. Their socials and their channels. And obviously, TFT's in there as well. The Football Terrace. If you don't know about that, I don't know where you've been. I don't know what's wrong with you. Go to the doctor, get a checkup, make sure you're okay. Prime's in the building. Latimus, how you doing?
I'm fine. What up, people?
Good. You just missed the slandering Mourinho and then back in Mourinho straight after. Ram. Let's go to Ram. Let's go straight to Ram. Ram, player or manager or someone involved in the club, maybe something fans do from Spurs. What are you putting on Fraud Watch?
Firstly, the guy Jose. Jose is walking a tightrope. Jose is walking a tightrope. I'm gonna say it right here. Jose. I'm gonna call him this, yeah. Jose Al Ghul. If anyone watches DC or knows DC, man's like Ra's Al Ghul using that Lazarus pit. He's just trying to come back. A man's getting loopy, bruv. He's getting loopy. He's mad. He's getting mad. He's not a manager. He's not a top class manager anymore, in my opinion. Not anymore. With the greats, he's up there. But now he's washed up. He's done. He's done. He's done out here. But I'll give him this season to win a trophy. If he wins the trophy, then he's no longer.
He's done. Now, I'll give him a bit longer.
I'll give him a little bit longer. I'll give him an opportunity. But he's walking a tightrope. He's walking a tightrope.
That's what I'm saying. My guy,
you really can't say it with your chest, can you?
There's another way. Wait. There's another one. This is my actual fraud.
It's because it's money.
This is my actual fraud. Yeah. I'm surprised you guys never mentioned it.
Why mention him if you're not going to put him on Fraud Watch?
Hang on, wait. No, I'm this is a shout out, Prime. It's a shout out.
But if you talked about Jose before, why not say it during that?
No, because this is my actual fraud.
But I don't. No, I mean in terms of your soliloquy about Jose. That's what I mean. But
okay, forget about Jose. Forget about it. Okay. Basically, my fraud today is Hugo Lloris. And people are going to be like, nah, but he won a World Cup. My bro, he let a goal. He literally gave Croatia a goal. Do you know how mad that is? He literally passed the ball
I'm
to
gonna stick up for him, man. We're gonna have to start flinging Allison in there and that as well, man. Like,
Hugo Lloris is not a world class.
No, Liverpool's next week. We're doing Liverpool next week.
He's not
Liverpool's got to be done, bro. They need Liverpool.
I don't care if it's Liverpool. I don't care. Today's Spurs Football Club, Tottenham Hotspur Football Club.
Look at Ram getting all defensive.
Ram.
Hugo Lloris is
I'm
no
waiting for
longer.
O'Shea to be here as well.
Hugo Lloris is a fraud.
I know,
He
but
is
Ram,
a fraud.
Yeah,
why-
if we
why is
think
he a
about it
fraud?
logically, no, but when you think about it logically, he's at the level that he should be for the team that he's playing for.
No, but that's
Not
not
really.
what Tottenham
If he
fans
was
say.
playing,
I hear that
playing
Tottenham
for,
fans call him a world class goalkeeper. He's
if
not
he
a
was playing
world-class
for Man
goalkeeper.
United, if he was playing for Man City, if he was playing for Liverpool, then he would be a fraud. But he's playing for Tottenham Hotspur, so he's on his level.
Listen,
No, but
that's
I
a-
hear that he's a world class goalkeeper. He's not
Let me
world
say
class.
something. Let me say something.
He's
He has
trash.
done
As
some
somebody
good
who-
things as a goalie for them, but you got to bear in mind, look at the state of the defense that's in front of him.
Come on.
Do you know what I mean? I've seen him do
Listen,
some great
anyone
saves,
that's got Sanchez and
Great
Dyer
save.
in front of him, you're
but
gonna
he's
you're
made a
gonna
lot
be
of
rubbish.
mistakes as well. Do you know what I
if you
mean?
don't
Look
have-
who he's got in front of him.
Yeah,
I mean, he
Dyer.
made
Exactly.
mistakes with Varane and Umtiti. Like,
No, but yo, listen.
And Prime knows
For
this.
France, France is a different proposition. Let's be honest.
animal, it's
I watch majority of the France games, right? And I've seen Lloris make howlers, especially against Sweden, where he basically gave a goal away from the half. Like he rolled it out to a guy and the guy scored. He makes mistakes. Every goalkeeper makes mistakes. When you're in a team like Tottenham as your club, and the way you perform for your national team is two different things.
Not Allison,
When he
though.
plays for the national team, he doesn't have the pressure of having to worry about facing so many shots. Doesn't have to worry about consistent moments where he needs to step up as a player. When he plays for Tottenham, he has to step up a lot, and you notice more of those mistakes because we see it week in, week out. We watch the league more often. So I would say, Lloris, you're being harsh. If you could have picked every single player in the team, I would say Lloris is not one of those players where you can call out. You can call him out on individual performances, but me, as an Arsenal fan, defending a Tottenham player, that's rare. But the reason why I'm defending him is because of the national French international, and I support France.
Bro, no, let me tell you this, right? If Alphonse Areola was in goal, they'll still win the World Cup. I'm telling you that now.
Don't do that.
You can I can do that. I can do that. You put any other French goalkeeper.
Sorry.
If you put any other French goalkeeper in there, they'll win the World Cup. It's as simple as that.
Rams. If you was playing in goal for Liverpool last season, Liverpool would still win the league.
No, I don't know about that. That's taking a piss.
I don't know about that. I don't know. No, because there are certain differences. There are certain differences.
No, there are.
No, big gunner. There are moments.
But Alisson's made loads of mistakes, but Liverpool actually have the players to get them out of the mud when he does make mistakes. Spurs don't have that. So when he makes a mistake, they just lose the game. Like Alisson's made tons. I would say tons, but he's made mistakes, and they tend not to lose the game.
The only major mistake he made was against Leicester City. That's the only one.
And what about Arsenal as well? Arsenal last season, then they're going to say, "Oh, the league is over. The league is over." Come on, he makes mistakes, but you lot usually win the game, so you don't notice it.
No. But it's also
my point is,
you can call him a there are moments where he saved us as well.
I wouldn't put Lloris in there personally. I wouldn't put him in there because
he's
not freaking.
That's your opinion. No one's debating your opinion. What I'm saying is, from every single possible player you could have picked in their 25-man squad, there's a guy who's not even registered.
You picked everyone.
No. There's guys like Terrace Rose. Not Terrace Rose. What's his name? Danny Rose, who hasn't even played, doesn't even have a shirt number. You could have picked people like that. You could have picked anybody.
Nah, but Hugo,
I'm changing it. Nah. Ramsey's upset me now. I'm changing it. Aaron Lennon, innit?
Why?
That is mad.
That's first of deep with Tottenham players.
I would say Aaron Lennon was one of the better players because you just knew he
better
was
players, isn't it?
He was never.
I would go older than that. I would go for Kevin Prince Boateng. He was shocking when he was at Spurs, man. I remember him there as well. He was so
They've got
bad.
loads, man. They got is it Soldado? Solado they had. That was like
Soldado.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's the other one that come from the from the Dutch league not too long
Janssen.
ago, about 2
Janssen.
seasons ago. Janssen.
Janssen.
Yeah,
Janssen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every striker they signed. Every striker they signed.
Andy Reid, the little
What did
pub
you
guy.
say?
Remember Andy Reid?
What did you say?
Hey, don't diss Andy Reid. He used to play for Forest.
Andy
Wait,
Reid
what
was
did
the
you
pub
say?
guy,
Leave him
mate. He
out.
drinks beers.
Leave
he
him
goes
out.
to play
Leave him
football.
out,
He should
bro.
never
Leave
been
him out. Leave him out. Leave him out.
The
What
only
did you say I
Andy
would
Reid that's
agree- what did you
relevant
say
in
I would
sports
agree
is
with?
the man who coaches the Kansas City Chiefs. That's it.
What did you say? I
Bit.
would agree
Anyway, moving on.
with? Hello.
People, smash the like
Hi,
button,
Prime.
subscribe,
You guys not
share.
hear me?
Make sure you get that done, please. It's important. Prime, who you putting on fraud watch
I've
from
been speaking
Spurs?
for the last 2 minutes. Can you guys not hear me?
No,
You're quiet.
you haven't been speaking.
Your audio's quiet.
Okay, maybe that's it. I don't know. I don't necessarily have one. I thought I would when I sent it to you. I don't really have one.
Oh, for fuck's
Just
sake.
name the roster. Just name the Tottenham roster. Just
I'm
name the
telling
Tottenham
you, bruv,
roster and
he's
say
a
if they're a
secret
fraud or not.
fan.
No,
Listen,
Prime,
listen,
no,
you rewind that, yeah,
Prime,
Prime.
Prime's on.
You think of a
unlike
Spurs
you.
player, you could be.
Unlike you, I don't have like an agenda or hatred against
Just like that. Bam. You're right.
Spurs. And stuff
Okay,
like
being
that.
you
They're
don't- being
they're
that you
my-
don't
they're
have
not
one.
my rivals. I'm still speaking.
Go on.
They're not my rivals. Just like Spurs aren't really either, or Arsenal aren't either. So
So who's your rival?
They got Prime.
Fulham.
Being that,
well,
being that you don't
rivals.
have one.
Rivals
No,
are people who I
Millwall's
rivals
their
are people who
Um,
I see as actual competition to me.
So
who's
Man
that?
City is
Name,
your rival.
Please say
They
Arsenal.
smash-
Okay, well you can say Man City. You can say I can also say Man United.
I said, but you're choosing them, but they're not choosing you, though.
no.
Indiana,
Okay,
do you
cool.
see them as
But okay,
rivals?
cool. But what did
No,
I
But you're
just
just
say?
going with people.
What about
This
Arsenal?
happens all the time.
Again.
This happens all the time.
Say Arsenal, Prime.
I'll mute Indiana. But what did I just say? Mine, not my
Please say
club,
Arsenal.
not my club, or what? Me.
You fucking muted
Ma-
me, man.
Yeah, because I was speaking, and you wanted to get involved about Big Man United.
Oh.
No. Let me just. Here's what happens. And it's Chelsea. No.
Can I
Fuck
finish?
this. It's Chelsea all the time, right? Chelsea all the time. Always reaching to be Manchester United.
I'll wait
They
until you're
want
done.
to be Manchester United rivals. I'll tell you who
No,
our
you're
rivals
wrong.
are.
You're wrong about that.
Arsenal,
Indiana.
Leeds,
Indiana, that's
Liverpool.
wrong.
There are
That's
four
wrong.
rivals. It's not
Yeah,
wrong.
no,
It's not
Indiana.
wrong.
Indiana.
Indiana,
Chelsea
can I
are always
finish?
coming for
But
United.
who's the
Let me-
four
no,
rivals
no,
against
don't get
Indiana?
me
No,
wrong.
wait.
Can I
It's
finish?
mad.
Who are the four rivals against Indiana?
Crazy.
No, repeat
Be
that.
yourself.
Can I finish?
Be
Wait,
yourself.
one
Just
second.
be
Can I finish?
Chelsea.
Can I just say something?
Can I
What,
finish?
Indiana,
No, Jam,
Indiana.
no,
Would
'cause
you
let me
class?
finish.
Would you class?
No, let me finish. The reason why I said Man United and City is because, again, the reason why I respect Man United, because when I was a kid growing up, they were the only team that, I mean, they're the best team in England, in English history or Premier League history. I respect Man United. It's why I don't respect Arsenal or Spurs or really Liverpool growing up either. I respect
Why
Man United.
Arsenal?
So to me,
Yo, when were you born, bro?
So to me,
Why
I'm
not
not
Arsenal?
finished.
When
I'm not
I
finished.
don't
So
know,
to me,
you're a young
to
boy,
me-
you're a young baby. You're
I'm
Alright,
still tell you about that ghost goal,
I'll
innit?
just mute people. I'll just mute people. So to me, growing up and even now, that's who I show respect to. That's why I don't banter Man United like everyone else does. I don't kill them on the timeline like everyone else does. Man City, I respect them because people can say about their money and all of that, but they win what they win. I have respect for that. I don't have to respect Spurs. I don't have to respect Arsenal. I don't. But other than the past like 2 seasons, I don't really have to respect Liverpool either.
Look at these guys and their feelings about Leno
you
and
say
Alisson,
what you want,
bro.
but again, it's to me, not my club, but to me and what I choose to respect and what I don't.
When did you start supporting
You
Chelsea?
complain. I've been supporting Chelsea
Can
all my life.
I want to ask something quite
Since they
important,
started
actually. It's quite a
winning.
serious comment, actually.
And
What
you,
is-
and
what-
you Arsenal
what-
fans
what
can get
is
salty
the-
about what I said. Like, how can you say Arsenal's not a rival? Rams can
No,
get
no,
salty.
I don't
How
give
can you
a
say
shit about
Liverpool's
that.
not a
I'm
rival?
asking you a question.
It's
You
my.
refuse
No,
to
wait,
answer.
wait.
I answered. Igal, I answered your question.
Prime,
You don't
very
listen.
serious.
I answered your question.
2
Igal.
seconds.
No, you didn't. You didn't give me a date or time.
Let me just
You
say
just
something.
said
2
my
seconds.
whole entire
I've been
life.
supporting them since I was born. So I was born in '98.
Boys, 2
that's
seconds.
not- come
2 seconds.
on.
3 millennial,
No, but
yeah.
I have
'cause
to.
it
2
makes
seconds.
sense. It makes
Oh,
sense. 3
that's-
millennial.
yeah. I'm not sure where that
And
to
Go
have
on,
this
Jem.
conversation.
What is it?
And
What-
wait, sorry, Jem. Can I just say this? But anyway,
Go on.
why would me when I started supporting them? Why does that matter in my response to what I said?
Why are we even talking about Chelsea? This is what I'm saying about Chelsea fans. Why are we making this about? We're talking about Spurs. Why are you making it about you? Like, we're talking about Spurs.
Because
right now.
Igal
wanna
was
be
saying
talked
just throw all of the Spurs players as frauds. I
Nah.
don't see them as slander. I don't have to.
How much are
I
you
don't-
all
I
paying
don't-
Rob?
I
That's
don't-
the
I don't
show.
laugh at
That's
the
what
They're
the
not
show's
our
about.
rivals, man. They're not our rivals.
No. Wait, Indiana, what were the four rivals again?
Indiana,
I wanna know.
I understand they're not your rivals. But
No.
again,
Indiana,
I was
what
saying
were
What
your
does
four
wait,
rivals?
wait. What does rival mean to you, Indiana? That's what I need to understand. What is a rival to you? Because it's not making sense in what you're saying. That's what I'm trying to understand.
No,
what are you
it
saying?
is.
What's a
That's what he said.
rival
Leeds and
to you?
stuff. It's about him when he was growing up and what.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it's about when
that's
it's about
fine.
when
But
I
then,
was growing up.
okay,
It's about the
you
history
remember
of it, really.
Yeah, okay, but you remember
big the
when
games
Chelsea
were.
and Man United used to go toe to toe for a very long time together, which was a rivalry between them, and it was between Chelsea and Man United for the trophy for a very, very long time. So for me, that's what I would call a rival,
Yeah, but
someone
that's
that we're
recent
competing
history.
with on all floors. But,
Yeah, but that's too
it's still
recent for me.
classed as rivalry,
It's got to
isn't it?
go on long. Not really, because when I think of football, I think of when I was young, when I started watching games. I used to get like really excited by goals and games. Like I still get excited now, obviously. But when you're a kid, it is that much more important. You know, you take the football outside in the garden. You try and be the
Yeah,
player
it's different.
do you know what
Indiana,
I mean?
that's what I said when you said Leeds. That's because of what you value and stuff.
Yeah,
You growing up,
exactly.
And you're right.
But
That's
well,
why
not
for
just
me,
that. Do you know?
that's why
Yeah.
for me,
why?
I
Let
don't
me explain
value,
that why
and
else.
that's
Because
why
the game
that's
has
why
changed.
for me, but that's why for me, I don't value Arsenal, Spurs, and Liverpool like that because they're not my rivals.
No,
Yeah, they're
but
irrelevant.
can I?
They're irrelevant. Yeah.
Let me
they're
let me
irrelevant
just
clubs.
Jem, let me explain your point here.
You can get angry with that, but that's up to you guys.
So
Go, remember?
going back to
Cool.
like
No
late
Premier League for
mid
Gerrard.
to
You can
late
do this all day.
90s.
We're so irrelevant, yet our names are always in your mouths. But we're irrelevant.
Because your fan base is
you're just
always
a
so
mid
loud.
club table, bro.
No. Our names are in your mouths, but we're
Right,
irrelevant.
let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's
You
move
notice
on.
how
You're well
Big Gunner,
irrelevant, trust me.
myself, and Cam have been quiet this whole time. You guys are
You
digging
haven't
a
been
hole for yourself.
quiet because Igal, when I answered you, literally when I said what I said, you were the first one to ask a question. So you
No,
haven't
because
been
the
quiet.
show is about Tottenham. You're refusing to talk shit about
Because
Tottenham.
I
Makes
don't
me
need
think
to.
you're
I
a
don't
Tottenham
need
fan.
to. I don't need to.
Man's a Tottenham fan. We knew it. Guys, we know it. We know
Right,
it.
let's get the
I
link
need to
in.
ask this question, yeah?
Jose Mourinho,
Indiana,
biggest fraud in
Indiana.
football.
Indiana. Who are United? Who are your rivals again? I want to know.
Leeds,
Yes.
City,
Yes.
Liverpool, and Arsenal. But you got to understand as well, the game has changed now. The game is soft. Like rivalry for me were like when you go to games and the fans were at each other, the tackles were hard, and I'm talking like hip height, like
Patrick
sometimes head
Vieira
height,
versus
like big,
Roy
exactly.
Keane.
Like it's the physicality of it is like warriors out on the pitch. It's too soft now. Football's
Like-
way
like-
too soft for me. I
like players
don't
had the-
enjoy it as much as I did. Let's be honest. And all you Arsenal fans can tell, you're not going to tell me any different. Like Vieira, Roy Keane, I don't think we'll see anything better than that in football. If I'm honest, and not in the Premier League in terms of an actual battle. Like that was
And it's the
some of
same
the best.
conversation.
Not
It's the same. It's
anywhere,
the
not
same
anywhere.
conversation we had yesterday. That no midfields out there now would probably test Scholes and Keane or
Yeah.
Vieira and Petit. Like no one out there. There's none of them out there.
Agreed.
And like you're saying, it's just because of how soft football's got. I think the last genuine clash of football that I saw was at that Chelsea versus Spurs game about 3 years ago? The Hazard
Yeah,
one,
they kicked each other out the air.
Nah,
Yeah.
that was the last
That's just
time
a
I
bunch
saw a
of ladies
genuine game
throwing
of
handbags,
people
innit?
trying to fight, and it looked like immense. I think after that, like Liverpool try and Everton try to force their little game. Like no one really watches
No
it
one
because it's
cares.
just Liverpool winning every time. Yeah, it's not really. Man United, Man
They call that
City.
the
I
friendly
think
derby as well. That's how bad it is.
yeah, it's just like you
I
don't really
do-
get it. It's only Celtic and Rangers.
It's also
and,
when
like,
you go to games as well, man.
Yeah,
I do miss the high challenges and the fights that we used like the likes of Arsenal, United, Liverpool, Chelsea used to have on like a every single game. There's bound to be a fight. in one at one moment, and so all these
Arsenal, Chelsea, 100%. Arsenal, Chelsea,
all the
100%.
players in the back of their minds wanted to clatter every single one of their opponents.
Arsenal, United, and Arsenal,
Right.
Chelsea was 100%. There's going to be a fight.
Listen, you won't see that. There's a tackle that
Oh,
Ian
yeah.
Wright done on Peter Schmeichel. The
Mm,
ball's rolling to Peter Schmeichel, and Ian Wright just ran
that's
fast
right.
as he could, jumped up, 2-footed challenge to win the
Mhm.
ball. Like you can't
You
don't
can't do
see
that
it,
anymore,
like,
Big Gunner. You can't do
No,
that
like-
anymore because
I know,
the
but I'm
game
saying
don't
because-
let you do that. No, but I'm just saying
Yeah,
it's a
because
shame
everyone's
that they
just
don't
yeah,
let that
yeah,
happen.
no.
Do you know what I mean? That's
Guys,
like-
guys, can
Do
we
you know what
play
I
a
mean?
game? Can we
Bro,
go
I
back to
remember
the
back in the
Tottenham
day,
topic?
you could punch a man, and you'll get a
We're doing a
warning.
live stream.
Don't do
again.
that
We're
again.
playing a
Yeah, I
game.
know.
No.
Remember
we're
Lipo and Dyer's
about the
massive
Tottenham thing.
fight for Newcastle?
Yeah.
Yo, that was
Yeah, no,
funny.
that was big.
That was
Indiana,
funny.
I'm bringing it
That
back on
was
topic.
Okay.
But they were throwing
Listen up,
fists
people.
and bruv, it was like 4 versus Captain America, blood. It was mad.
Okay.
No, okay,
Yeah,
let's
Indiana.
put football going soft on.
Indiana,
Okay, Gal, what did you want to say, man?
get that button ready because you might be pressing it a lot. Okay. So first, Matt Doherty, fraud this season or what?
Yeah, Dot.
There's a fraud.
Definitely.
Fraud.
Man
Yeah,
like Dot.
we need
Doherty.
Actually,
Guys.
once
Press it.
everyone is gone, once everyone's finished. Sorry, you got. Once everyone's finished, I've actually got one. It's actually quite
perfect.
important.
I'll get to you in a second, bro. Matt Doherty, fraud? Yes or no?
Every time he says a name,
Yes,
just
yes,
press
yes,
it.
yes.
People in the chat, get involved also. So Matt Doherty, Indiana, up to you. Can you want to give him a fraud?
Yeah, we already done Dot tonight, man. Did we not?
We've done
Okay.
this, yeah.
Man, like Dorothy. Bro.
Yeah,
Okay.
we done Dot. With
Davidson Sanchez. I didn't hear anyone mention him.
Davidson
did.
Sanchez.
Man,
Big
like
Gunner
David.
just said every player at
He
Spurs
said
is a
everyone.
fraud earlier.
Literally
About
every
half an hour
player.
ago.
Big Cal, what are you doing?
I said everyone over £15 million. So if you're gonna say anyone over £15 million, then
You said 20.
How-
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
but
how
now
much he
taking it
was.
down
How
to
much was
15.
he?
That's
He
a
was
bit
like,
Okay, what
bad.
about-
Now you stick it as a 10, bro.
What about Vinicius?
Hey, Cal, everyone.
Yeah, he's a
everyone.
No,
Everyone.
I get that.
Everyone's a
I get that.
fraud.
But you want to go a little bit more in depth.
What even
Hey, Vinicius-
Berbatov?
Wait,
Nah,
he's a baller.
Berbatov
No
wasn't a
way.
He was a
No.
baller.
Nah, he wasn't.
He was a baller.
Oh,
Nah, he
you
was
see
a
how
fraud,
you
bro.
man changed quick when it came to Berbatov.
Nah,
You
he was a
forgetting,
fraud.
man. You man
That was for
forgot he
you,
played for
Cam.
Tottenham,
That
yeah?
was for you.
Yeah.
Not put
But he
Berbatov
wasn't
on
a-
fraud watch,
What
man.
about Daniel Levy?
Nah.
Daniel, here's what
That was
we
for
do.
me.
Here's-
Fraud for me.
Hang on. Wait, yeah, that was for you. You're not putting
Why
Berbatov
was that
on
for me?
fraud
I
watch.
wasn't calling him a fraud. I just brought his name up.
Yeah, but what's the name of the show?
No.
Just bring his
I was
name
saying
up,
you
man.
man are saying all these names here, but you're saying the whole team. But you man are forgetting they had
it doesn't-
Berbatov in their team.
Yeah, but we were listing frauds.
We're listening frauds that are right now.
Yeah, but you said the whole team.
Huh?
Yeah, he doesn't play for
Anyway,
them now, though.
this is
He
getting
doesn't play for them now, though, does he?
I'm
It
confused.
doesn't matter.
here.
The whole team.
I'm genuinely
Cam, man.
confused as well.
I'm confused. Let's move on.
I'm not calling him a fraud, but what I'm going on, yeah, what I'm basically going on is you said anyone over 15 million, yeah, that has been at Tottenham, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what you said. So are you going by this season or are you going by the history? Because if you're going by the
I
history,
mean, he cost 14 million, so he wouldn't count anyway.
but let's round it out. Like, listen, allow that, bruv. 1 million difference from allow that, bruv. Yeah, he's still costing
Let's-
basically 15 million.
let's
yeah,
move on.
at the end of the
Oh,
day,
this-
yeah.
Adebayo.
are we
Let
calling
Prime
him
call
a-
his fraud, Indiana.
we're calling him a
Let
Yeah,
fraud.
Prime, let's go.
I want to know if we're
Get
calling
that
him a fraud.
stupid picture off. Prime.
Prime is nowhere to be
Prime,
found.
you
man.
awake?
Man, stop chatting to girls on the timeline, man. We're doing serious things here, man.
Yo, big gun.
So all the Tottenham players bar one is a fraud.
Rodimus Prime, are you coming on, please?
What about Michael Carrick?
Prime, are you going to give your fraud?
No.
Nah,
What
come
are you
on.
talking, Mike?
Yeah,
What are
you see
talking
that?
about,
That's
guys,
what I'm
Mike?
saying. You man don't actually think of the players they actually had, bruv. Back
Bobby
in the
Keane.
day,
No,
bruv.
they-
Luka
no,
Modric.
No, wait. Wait.
And what is
Luka
Cam's
no, no,
Modric,
see,
they
Cam,
had
what is your
decent
actual
players,
answer?
bruv.
Cam,
Fair
what is
enough.
your
I
Cam.
know. When they played for Tottenham, they didn't do much. Fair enough, but it was still quality enough to go to other teams and do well. But they started at
No.
top.
I
You get what I'm saying?
It's
I hear,
not
I
at
hear
West
what
Ham,
you're
to be
saying.
fair.
I hear what you're saying because it's not every player. It's not every player. I get that because otherwise my forward won't make sense after. Prime, who you putting on?
Hi, sorry.
Man just got that. He just got the
I-
digits, boy.
Yeah,
Prime just got the
away,
digits.
Prime. I'm on my way.
Prime just got the digits. Prime,
He
tell me
just
who
got
it
that
was.
DM, innit? He just got that DM.
Wait,
He's like,
wait.
yeah,
Why?
you're
Look
gonna say,
who's
I'm gonna
why.
wrap it up
Man's
to you.
got
You're
that
gonna have to go
DM,
with
bro.
Wait,
you know?
we're in
Go down
lockdown.
in
You
the
can't be
DM,
meeting or
go
seeing
down.
anyone.
No, we didn't say no
Oh, yeah,
meeting,
yeah,
bro.
sorry,
We just said
yeah,
you got the
yeah,
digits.
fine. My secret safe, your secret
Boys,
safe.
let Prime talk, man. Flipping hell. Stop. Just let him talk.
Thank
Just
you.
let him say
Also,
fraud. Flipping hell.
yeah.
Go on. Go, Prime.
I should
say you're
probably
fraud.
mute that. What? Okay. I want to talk about fans taking football way too seriously, and I mean that in terms of going to a point where you are abusing players, managers, coaches, and officials. You look
Okay.
at what, for example, Twanzebe has been through the past. What has it been? 2 weeks now. Look at what Rashford has been through for the past few years. Sterling. Well, that's more so the media, I guess, as well, and also Liverpool fans. Look at what Reece James has gone through. Like, and I know I'm mainly just mentioning back players, but football is about to be about entertainment. It shouldn't drive you to a point where you're getting angry and it's ruining your day. And I know football is important to people. It's very important to me. It's basically how I doing this and stuff like that. It's how I cope and stuff and how I've made friends. But again, it's just a laugh and a joke at the end of the day. It shouldn't. It's not serious enough where it should drive you to a point where, because you lose a game and I don't know, maybe you're angry at a referee, you're giving abuse to them, or you're giving death threats to your manager because you're losing games, or you're sending abuse, whether racial or otherwise, to players because they gave away a penalty, or they missed a penalty, or they missed an open goal, or whatever it may be. It's for me, I just find it. I don't even find it. It's not even that it's disgusting or anything. I just think it's stupid. Like like me personally, it's not that football is not that big of a deal. It's a fun for like about what, an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then you get to, you can spend the week bantering your friends about it.
Life moves on, Prime.
But
Yeah,
exactly.
life
It's
moves on.
life because there's
Like I said,
bigger and
they
more
don't
important
pay you,
things.
bro. They don't pay you to watch it, innit? So, bruv, you
Exactly.
don't. Why are you getting so
exactly.
stressed?
Yeah.
It's different if they're paying you. They literally say, "Hey, there's £100 to watch us," and you're like, "Ah,
No, but
Yeah.
really? I
I
have to
think
put 2 hours of my life down."
I think there are many causes to that. I think us as a society we're so bitter about one of the stupidest things. We are so bitter
Social
about
media,
them.
man.
Social media. I think the whole point of there's no consequences to what you're doing. There's no real consequences. Yeah, there are a couple here and there, but that only started like a year and a bit ago, which
And
is just incredibly mad.
my thing with it is, okay, fine. If I don't know, I forgot who Chelsea are playing at the weekend. But we play a team, we lose, and I don't know if Werner misses another open goal, and I tweet out something about it or about him. Okay, fine, that's one point. But to at a player or a manager in it, or to find their Twitter or Instagram and actually send them that abuse, to me, that's crossing the line. You can tweet it out and within reason say what you want, and fine, fair enough, it's the heat of the moment and you're angry, but to actually go through that effort of finding
I call hey, listen,
personal
Prime, I
platform,
called
that's
Willie in a disgrace and added him.
again, fine, that's one thing. But to say you said something, you or someone else said something racial to him, to me, that's stupid. Or
No, definitely.
Like, if that, and to me, that's actually the reason why players haven't come out as gay or bisexual because they're gonna get that same abuse. And if
Of
I
course.
if I
Or
was a
worse.
player and I
Yeah,
was gay,
yeah.
I wouldn't come out. I wouldn't have. Why would I want to?
No, I hear that. But I think there's, as we've touched on before, and we will keep doing it. There's no need for it. There's no need for this. It's like the weakest form of hate. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no need to hate, and on the other side, because it's just a game. Like so what if your player makes a bad tackle, player makes a bad pass, misses a shot? It's not that deep. It's a weird thing to do. To feel
it's also unfashionable, to be fair, because like everybody in here, like everybody's cool. Like we're all cool with each other. We could take banner off each other. Like
yeah.
I didn't know you, Indiana, but I was willing to take banner off you for ages. Like that's just football, isn't it? I think
Yeah.
obviously being in lockdown isn't an excuse. It's definitely not an excuse. People just don't have nothing to do with their time. Man. And because they allowed to do it. Because let's be honest, they're allowed to do it. It's not like they're not allowed to do it. They're actually allowed to do it. They just keep doing it, and it's just boredom. Half of them don't even mean it. Because if you bucked half of them on the street, they wouldn't say jack to you. Like they wouldn't even.
That's right. Yeah.
They wouldn't look at you. So you know, it's just everything, man. But to get back to the point in hand, we're just gonna have to just throw the whole of Spurs, the whole of their existence, the whole of just anything to do with Spurs. We're just gonna just fling it in there, and I want to see that.
1901 European Championship as well. Do you know the one in 1901?
Listen,
Wait, what?
we're gonna wrap up.
How did that get to Spurs?
Thank you,
Again?
thank you, Big Gunner coming on, Rams, Cam coming on again, Gal, Gem, Prime. Make sure you hit the like button, smash that like button, please. Subscribe if you're new, please do that, and get down into the description. Everybody's socials and channels are in there. So EGTV, GNA TV, Big Gunner's Away Days, Cam's new channel. I can't remember what it's called. Apologies, mate. But everyone's in there, and obviously the Football Terrace. If you don't know about that, I don't know where you've been. That's I'd find that really weird, but it's okay. You're welcome. Come and join us on there, and get in the Discord as well. But yeah, Spurs are definitely frauds, and I'm sure throughout the season we'll still be coming back with Spurs players. Next week we might go back to normal fraud watch, or we might be putting Liverpool on. It depends whether O'Shea's around. If O'Shea's around, we're putting Liverpool on. But thanks for tuning in, people. Have a good weekend. Let's hope Man United win.
Question?
I really have to do it. Yeah, go on.
Okay, I think
Quickly.
you side at my question. Hi Samuel. Indiana,
Yeah.
define a fraud. Is that someone who you deem to be a fraud, or say? So for example,
We're still live.
like what? I know. Oh, we're not live. Are we live?
Yeah. Listen, people. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you again next
Why
week.
you say that?
No, say it again, Prime. Go on. No. Ask your question. I was joking. Go on.
We can do this off there. It's fine.
No. What did you mean?
We can do it off there. It's fine. No. Okay. Is a fraud someone who you